middle blockers. They're going to have to go back to what's been working for so many matches. Pepperdine coming into this with great momentum.
Murray sets Holt in the middle, and now Winder out to Corey Ricks. And another block for Penn State, and Murray was a part of it again.
Well, Coach Pavlik came into the season thinking, well, boy, we're going to have a downgrade on our blocking with a 6-foot setter in Luke Murray, but he's turning out to be their third leading blocker, and now already has 3 this match.
Another tough serve. Carroll blocked. 3 defenders up at the net.
And Penn State taking a cue from what Long Beach did in the semifinals, getting 3 blockers over, even on the left side there. Murray now with a 4th block by getting over and joining his other 2 blockers.
Alongside 6'7" Max Holt and 6'10" Matt Anderson. Ricks looking for the touch, and he got it.
That's the shot Ricks has to hit. We saw him do it time and time again 2 days ago. He was trying to kill the ball at too sharp of an angle, too straight down, and a small setter will block that often better than a big blocker.
His first trip to the national semifinals, and he had 12 kills in the Long Beach win. They go back to Ricks. Got it over the top of the block again.
Another smart adjustment by the freshman that time. Didn't have a great swing at it. Went with a 3/4 speed right over the block into the open area of court.
The freshman from Auburn, California. Back here in Irvine, where both his parents, Greg and Cindy, were collegiate athletes for the Anteaters, and Max Holt comes back with the kill. And Penn State continues to utilize their middles offensively.
It is interesting how few sets, how few attempts Anderson has gotten. It's like everything about this Penn State team is different than the semifinals. The distribution and even the batting order, the serving lineup.
Only 2 attacks so far for Anderson. Carroll gets the kill.
And Carroll was the 2nd leading point scorer in the international competition last year, playing for his Australia in the World Cup in November. That's a smart play by Winder. They need to rely on that presence, that veteran presence. He's such a good, even international player. I think they need to feed Carroll a lot.
And the ace, he led the country in kills this year at over 6 per game. And 37 aces now on the season
and
as well.
He's got a nasty left-handed shot, but because it's curving away, most passers are not used to having it cut away from them like that.
Murray looking to Anderson. Long on that attempt. Point Pepperdine, and the Waves are creeping back into it now within 4, and it's Penn State's turn to call the timeout.
After winning a gold medal as a head coach, took a sabbatical from Pepperdine to coach as an assistant in the Sydney Olympics.
And that was all precipitated because one of their assistant coaches left to take a head job on the women's side, and so Scott Wong, who was their other assistant, stayed with Marv this year, and they brought in Wild and Sato to help out. And it's a real family affair. You talk to a lot of the Pepperdine folks, they talk about character, and they talk about the atmosphere that Marv Dunphy has helped create in Malibu as they are going for their 6th national championship here tonight.
And in fact, his assistant coach, Scott Wong, and Marv Dunphy feels is really one of the bright young stars, up-and-comers. He has chosen not to apply for a couple of other head coaching jobs, just having a great time learning from one of the masters, one of the greats in USA coaching.
Winder to Schleppenbach, blocked by Lipsitz.
Oh, nice set.
Winder with the beauty to Carroll. Big play by Winder to get back there to get it.
What a set by Winder, way across the court, and he's doing the wise thing, going to the veteran who can carry his country and carry his team, blasting it down the line around the 3-man block there.
Ricks with the serve. Lipsitz uncontested in the middle.
Penn State doing a great job of taking advantage of the biggest weakness for Pepperdine's block, and that is stopping the opposing quick hitters. Lipsitz on fire, Holt is too.
That is 7 kills now for Lipsitz and Holt, and they've got 6 blocks between the 2 of them as well.
And what happened on that last play when Hulse, the Pepperdine middle blocker, he dropped his hands way down to his chest. Middle blockers got to keep their hands at least head height, maybe even higher, or you're going to leave a wide open, easy kill for the opposing quick hitter.
Hulse to serve. He gets the ace.
I tell you, Pepperdine's got to be very happy. I don't think they're playing all that well right now, and they've cut the deficit to just 2. Schleppenbach with his first errors of the NCAA semis and finals, and Rick's getting blocked a couple of times by the smaller Luke Murray, and yet they're only 2 down.
18-16, game is to 30, must win by 2. It's best 3 of 5 for the match. And after the hot start for Penn State, Pepperdine now within 1.
Watch for the setter Luke Murray maybe to go to Anderson out of the back row. We saw that Bick before, that really fast back row quick. Watch Anderson maybe popping out of the back row right here. No.
An 11-3 run right here for Pepperdine, trying to tie it up. Schleppenbach got it.
And it's interesting because in practice yesterday, Penn State talked about it. Schleppenbach hits angle, he hits angle, he hits angle. We got to take it. They don't take it there, right around Lipsitz, the middle blocker. They want to take it, but they didn't that time.
They are looking for their first lead of the game. Down by as many as 8 here in the opener, and now the Waves are on top.
Penn State, for the first time ever, a non-West Coast team, the #1 seed in the NCAA tournament. It's interesting to see how they respond to a challenge. Very rarely have they lost game 1 this season. Only twice, and they lost their only match in one of those 2.
Hulse with the error. This is one of the other interesting subplots of this matchup. You talk about a Penn State team, very light schedule late in the season. This their only their 5th match in the last month. And on the other side, you look at Pepperdine. This is their 8th consecutive ranked opponent that they have faced in the last month. Schweitzer into the block, and James and Schleppenbach turn it back.
And that's probably the result of Pepperdine having to practice against their own Paul Carroll, the lefty opposite. Nice job by James there, getting his hands across the net. Right there and staying over. Really nice job, keeping it over and staying over.
He had 6 blocks against Long Beach in the semis, and now Carroll drills it. And Pepperdine has taken control of this match. Another timeout for Penn State as things are coming apart for the Nittany Lions.
Notice how often Winder's gone to the veteran Carroll.
He will qualify for one of the spots at the end of the month and early June. Anderson. Well, that was my next question for you. Now do they go to the big gun, Anderson, to get him back on track?
You read his mind. Pepperdine didn't, but you did. The angle, the steep angle that Anderson can hit this at, Sean Grubb's digging in, but nothing you can do with that kind of heat.
63 miles an hour for the 6'10" outside hitter with nobody up to block. And Carroll beats the block up for the kill. That's his 6th.